Yeah, and actually after that, Mariah Bell was just like chilling in the concourse. So Camden and I and my other friends went up to meet her, and she was really sweet. And the person who took a picture before me was like, I forgot what she was saying exactly, but she basically wanted Mariah and Roman to take a photo together. And Mariah was like, "What? I don't understand." But then she finally got it. And I have a bunch of photos of Mariah and Roman too. They're really cute, by the way. Just saying. The next day, it was the men's free skate, I believe. So we were definitely skipping the first group at the very least. And then Patrick and I decided to just, concourse walk because, you never know what will happen. So we went over and we were just walking, and the first person I see was Unsu with Hanul and oh, I think Yelin was with them. Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, Unsu, can we take a picture? And so we got a picture with her, and then we kept walking, and we saw Brez. We were like, oh my god, it's Brez. So we asked for a picture with him, and I love Brez, and I love his brand, Plus Five. I really want stuff from there, but I'm too broke to buy it. But it looks so cool. We kept walking. Oh, and Brez, we walked around like a good 10 times because we were just concourse walking, and he was still talking to the same person the whole time. So I felt really awkward because we kept seeing him. Okay. Um, this one was really weird. So we were just walking, and then I looked to my left, and I saw someone who looked like Rika, and I was like, huh? Because like she was just standing there like alone, and like where no one else was, and I was like, huh. And then I kind of did like a double take, and then so I walked backwards, and I was like, Rika, like in my head, or like to Patrick, I think. And I was like, I think that's Rika. And then she started walking like towards the concourse. And then I was like, oh my god, it's Rika. And then so I asked her for a picture, and she was really nice. And yeah, so we got a picture. It's really bad because I'm like, I can't do selfies or pictures in general. But yeah, but it was so funny because I was literally like, Rika? Okay, it's literally getting dark. I had to pause because my roommate came in and I didn't want to be caught doing this. After Rika, I think we walked around some more and we saw Ashley again. But this time I was with Patrick. And so we were talking to her about, the ladies that happened the night before, and I think the men's event that was happening at that time. And it was really funny. She was doing a live the day before, and she was like, oh, send us your questions or whatever. And obviously, since the theme of Four Continents is that Marin Honda was robbed at 2017 Junior World Championships, um, we were in her live being like, was Marin Honda robbed? Or Marin Honda was robbed in 2017, and like, a bunch of stuff like that. And she didn't say anything in the live, but when we saw her that day, she was like, was it you guys who were doing that in their live? And I was like, yeah, maybe, which was really funny. And you're talking about Marin and how good she is. And it makes me so sad. So Ashley and I got a better selfie. We took one with the dog filter. It was a struggle to find a good filter, but I was like, we might as well go classic and do the dogs. So that's what we did. And then actually after that, literally like 2 seconds later after we walked away from Ashley, I saw Star Andrews, and our previous photo that we took at nationals was like terrible because my phone was really bad and it basically washed the both of us out. So I was like, yes, we're gonna get a better picture. So her friend was like, oh, I'll take it for you guys. So we were taking pictures, and I was the first one who asked her. And then a bunch of people started asking her, and I was like, I'm a trendsetter. I can't speak. After that, we met Kirsten. Kirsten Moore Towers. She was so sweet, and like she was like hugging everyone. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, you don't know who I am. And she was like, it's okay. And she still hugged me, and I was like, sweet, sweetest person ever. And then we took a group selfie, and it was so cute. Donovan was outside of our um, section. I could not think of the word. Yeah, so I got a picture with him with the Snapchat filter. Hell yeah. And then also Elaine, I got a picture with her, and it was really funny because I was with Patrick, and we were talking to her, and then she was like to Patrick, she was like, "You're the screaming guy, right?" And also during the ice resurface, Adam was there, and he was meeting a bunch of fans, and Patrick knows him. So he was talking to him, and Patrick was wearing my Marin robbed button, and Adam was like, "Oh my god, I love that." So I was like, "Oh, really? He does?" So I went in line, and I was like, "Oh, which one do you want?" So I gave him it, and then he started posing with it, basically modeling. And JJ took a bunch of fancy pictures. So here's this one that I'll probably put on the screen, and it was so funny. I'm just glad that Team Roth is, supporting the cause. So the next day was a friends and figure skating breakfast, which was fun. I met Mariah again, and we got a cute picture this time with the Snapchat filter. And then I got one with Tomoki too. He was so cute. He always lives with peace signs, and so I was like, "Oh my god, I have to do it too." So that was cute. And also, we were walking around and I saw Ting, and I feel like we kept looking at each other. And then finally, I was like, I'm just gonna talk to her. And then I was like, "Hey, Ting," and she was like, "Hi, I met you with Jordan, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry," because I felt bad still, because she was like, stuck there with us for like 10 minutes. But she was so sweet. And then the last people I met were Ashley and Timothy. So basically, my friends, printed a picture of me out at Skate America, so it was like I was there. And my two friends, JJ and Patrick, went to Friends of Figure Skating breakfast at Skate America and got a picture with them with the picture of me. So it was kind of a joke with all of us and Ashley and Timothy. And then they were like, "We brought you Vivian." Um, at this Friends of Figure Skating breakfast, and it was so cute and so sweet. And they were like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" So this is like my second time around with some people. So after the first couple groups of dance, Shia was back near us. I literally was going to my seat again, and then I saw her to my left, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And so I was like, "I'm just gonna go do it." So I went over to say hi again. I was like, "Good job," and all that stuff. And she was so nice, and we got better pictures because our face pictures were terrible. I'm gonna be honest. So I was like, "We're gonna take Snapchat pictures." So we have two cute pictures together. She was so sweet. She was like, "Why are you shaking?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she was like, "We have to take another one because you're shaking." And we were just talking, and she was so sweet. And I was just like, I can't. And yeah, we were talking about her free dance from last season, which is like my favorite thing in the whole entire world. I'm still so mad that they didn't get to do it at the Olympics. They really deserve to, but you know, fine. She's so sweet, and I love her. And today, actually, she followed me on Twitter. It was so random. I was at work, and I was, on break, and I was checking my phone, and I went to my notifications on Twitter, and I saw that, and I was like, no way. It was just, I feel special. After that, we were all this whole competition trying to get Patrick to say hi to Trent. He's a pair skater for Canada, and he just never had the courage to do it. But I had the courage to try and say hi to Keegan again. So I went and was like, "Hey, can we get a picture?" Because I needed a better one because our first ones were terrible. And yeah, so I got another picture with Keegan. And then my last ones were with Jean Luc, which is really funny because it was after the free dance. We were just saying bye to JJ and Janice, and we were walking around concourse, just to see who else is around. And I was like, "You guys, I want to meet Jean Luc again," because I had questions to ask him. And then lo and behold, within literally like 2 minutes, he was right there, and I was like, "No way!" like, what were the chances? So then we talked a bit, and he was like, I was like, how do you even know who I am? And then he went on like this whole spiel about how he knew about JJ and Patrick. And then I was like, am I Twitter famous then? And he was like, you're getting there. So now I have to, work at it to get to the fame that he aspires me to be at, basically. So that's basically all the stories I have with all the skaters that I met, which in retrospect doesn't seem like a lot, but it actually is. Um, so if you do want like any advice with it, it's a lot easier with competitions like Four Continents because there's like a lot of skaters, so there's a lot more time. So I'm going to Skate America later this year, and I feel like for that it's a little harder just because the fields are so much smaller, so you don't really have as much time. But if you're going to Worlds or Four Continents or even I believe Euros would be a good time. So it's a lot. It's really hard to film anything here because it's a house and there's a dog and you know so things are going to be cut around, but so as I was saying, it's just a lot easier to walk around the concourse and not miss like your faves skating at like the bigger competitions. So if you're just going to a GP, I probably would not recommend concourse walking unless you literally don't care. But who knows? Maybe my opinion on that will change. But I haven't been to a Grand Prix event ever, so I have no clue what it's like. But if you're going to Worlds, I would highly suggest, like, if you don't really care, skipping a couple groups and just walking around because you never know what's going to happen, especially for free skates, because obviously I guess that's when more people go out to support their teammates, I suppose. I could be wrong, but I just feel like I met more people during the free skates, obviously. Yeah, and also doesn't help to like befriend people on Twitter beforehand. But I only did that with one of them, so yeah, so it was fun overall, and I was really happy. It just made me feel so good to be there with all my friends and to watch skating and see my faves do well and stuff. It was great. So I'm gonna go edit this now. It's gonna be really bad, but I will next be at Anaheim Skate. Oh my god, Anaheim Stars on Ice. And then I will also be at, this is not skating related, but at Fanime in San Jose, literally the week after or 2 weeks after. And then next up for me will be Anime Expo in LA in July. And then the last thing I have planned is Skate America in Vegas. If you do come, if you're interested in anime and stuff and you're going to be at Fanime or Anime Expo, just say hi. Obviously, we don't have like table assignments or anything, but I am a helper for my friend Ao, and their Instagram is Aokame or Aokun. I'll probably put it somewhere, and you should follow them because they're really good at art, and they're also one of my famous friends, but I've known them since I was in elementary school, I think, or maybe middle school, so it's less weird for me. Yeah, so follow their Instagrams and to get updates and stuff if you care at all about that stuff. And then I'm also hopefully trying to plan a trip to Chicago to meet two of my friends, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, until next time, bye.